Okay, I am so freaking excited to have you on. You guys, Jackie is awesome and she has a really fun red personality like myself. So when I met her and we did a panel together, it was super awesome. Basically we were like, I know, just back and forth. So it's super awesome. So I'm really excited that she was able to be on tonight, especially so last minute. Appreciate it. So I'm going to spotlight video you. Okay. So just go ahead and start and share your story, okay?
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I'm super excited. So like Christy said, my name is Jackie. I am a presidential. I'm actually from Canada, so I'm in Western Canada. And you guys, I started this business 3 years ago, and honestly, I watched this lady do it for so long. I actually watched a lady build this business for 3 years, and she randomly added me. We had no connection, and I just was very intrigued. Like, my story starts before I enrolled, and it starts with me being very intrigued with this person posting on social media. And so she's posting about small wins, big wins, paying for gas, paying for her nails. And while I was watching this, I was working 2 jobs. I was working 60 hours a week, 6 days a week, full-time corporate, serving at night. My boyfriend at the time, now my fiance, was working at the railway, gone over 300 hours a month. And it's crazy. Looking back, I'm like, we were working really hard to struggle. Like, we could barely afford bills. We were $60,000 in credit card debt. And as I was watching this lady build this business, I was thinking to myself, like, I really need this. But then, just being a human, like, we start talking ourselves out of things that make us uncomfortable. And so every time I would get close to signing up, or wanting to join, like, I would either talk myself out of it, convince myself I didn't need it, like, not have the money for it. I just was always retreating myself from actually moving forward with this business, when really it was crazy that we were working so much just to struggle. And it wasn't until, we had been doing this for a few years, and we found out that I was pregnant. And my thought process was like, okay, like, I can't do this anymore. Like, I definitely can't work 60 hours a week, 6 days a week, and have a baby. Like, that what switched for me. And I love sharing this part of the story because, if you're new or you've been in for a bit, there are people that are watching you be consistent right now that are not, will have something happen in their lifetime in the next 6 months, 12 months, that will redirect them into what we have and make them need what we have. And so, I watched this lady for so long. She was so consistent. I was literally that person that would be like, I'm going to sign up on Friday, and then wouldn't sign up. And yeah, like I said, and then we found out I was pregnant, and all I could think about was, how when people have kids, they say like, oh, like, this is going to go by really quick. Like time flies when you have kids. And all I could think about was the end of my maternity and having my baby and then having to go back to work. So that's what pushed me to finally join this business. When my situation changed, when my needs changed, I went to the person that was consistent, not my friends that were doing it, not people that were flaky, the person that, without a doubt, every single day showed up for this business for the last 3 years that I was watching. So I joined the business, and you guys, honestly, like, I feel like we overcomplicate these things. I was literally just ignorance on fire. I didn't have experience. I previously tried another company and failed. Like, nothing, like, no warm market. Like, I really just had a couple hundred Facebook friends, but I had the need to be successful in this. I feel like hustle can outbeat talent every single time. And I just decided that I was going to do this business. If I was going to join, there was no way that I was going to waste my own time and money, because I didn't have the $99 to get started. And I didn't want to just that started one of these businesses and quit. My mindset was like, nothing is going to change in my life. Nothing changes. And at this point, I wasn't going back to school. I was already working 60 hours a week. I had all this debt, more months than money. Like, I just felt so suffocated. And now, looking back, I realize how many people feel like this and are just really comfortable with being uncomfortable. They think that they should be able to just paycheck, when really, you guys have the ability to, like, live in abundance, and this business is such an avenue for it. So anyways, I joined. I had people make fun of me. My family and friends weren't supportive. Like, you know, some of the struggles that maybe you guys are going through right now, not everyone was flocking to me with their credit card. But from very early on, I figured out my why. Okay. And so I encourage you guys, if you're brand new on this, figure out why you joined this business. And it's not to make, you know, maybe your answer is like, I want to make $500 a month, but you need to dig deeper and ask yourself, what is that $500 a month going to do for you? What is going to become of your life when you make that 500 from this business? Because it's easy to give up on 500, but it is not easy to give up on the fact that if you can make that 500, you're home with your kid and you're not missing a moment, and you're not putting them in daycare for somebody else to raise them, for you to go to work, to not ever see your kids. And so very early on, I realized that my why needed to be so strong that it made me cry, and that why was going to drive me through the how. Just like learning to walk, you can't like learn about learning to walk. Like, you just have to start walking, and you're going to fall, and you're going to get up, and you're just going to keep walking. And that's what this business is. You know, it's like you just go, and you just decide that you're going to do it. And that's just what we did. So the long short of it, you know, and the short of it is, we started this business. We broke it down very simply. What are we going to do? What's the first goal? Okay, we're getting these 4 low customers. That's what we did. We focused on it, got these 4 customers. It took us almost a month to do so. And in that first paycheck, you guys, we made $30 for the whole month. And the industry quit. Why would I work for $30 a month? Why would I keep going? Okay, we made $30 a month from this. If we can make 30, we can make 200, you know, sure enough, next 200. And I, you know, like, I think about that now, and I'm like, you guys, making 200 from your cell phone, that was success to me. Like, that's groceries on your table. That's gas card. That's formula for our kid. And all of a sudden, I just caught the vision. Found it. All these other people are so successful, doing different things at the top of, and, you know, even like if that's a month, I was like, wow, if they can do it, I can do it. And I just stayed so close to the people. Found them. I stayed close to them because I knew that if I focused on fire, and instead of like telling me I couldn't, or myself telling me, if I started looking at people that were where I wanted, I knew that it was a matter of when I got out there. And so we kept pushing, you know, very consistent in month, you know, the beginning of business, where I was feeling a lot of results. You know, I was doing, I was messaging, posting, and I just didn't feel like I was getting results. Everybody I talked to maybe was interested, but they didn't have the money. Like, I felt like I was running in circles. And you guys, I'll be so honest with you, if you're brand new, this is where people tend to like take their foot off the gas and be in, am I breaking up? Am I good? I'll take myself off. Why here?
You're breaking up a little bit, but I really want them to hear every word you're saying.
Okay, let me know if I keep breaking up, and I'll switch over to my phone.
It's been like this since we jumped on. It's just a little bit though.
Is it? Okay, let me okay. Am I better?
If you want to switch, I don't care what you look like. I rather them hear what.
Okay, let me jump on my phone then. Hold on. 44458.
At first I thought it was me, but when I unspotlighted it, I saw some of the other girls moving smoothly.
Okay, let me see if this is better. Am I better here?
Hold on, we got her. Oh, where'd your face go? Hold on one second. Because you were rolling there, and I was like, I need to hear everything she's saying. Okay, hold on. Oh, there's your face. Oh, yeah, now you're moving smooth. Okay, perfect.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, sorry. So I know you were like, the people, they didn't have the money, which everybody, that is where they take off their gas.
Right. Okay. So yeah, like, people were just, you know, they you know, I was talking to them. I felt pretty much, you guys, I just felt like I was doing the things at the beginning of my business, but I wasn't getting that immediate traction, and I wasn't getting that immediate response from people. And again, like, I encourage you, if you're new, push through that time. Do not take your foot off the gas, because when you, like, we stayed consistent planting seeds in those first 2 months, every day I worked this business, not based on how I was feeling, but based on what I wanted, based on the fact that I knew that whether or not I did this business, like time was going to pass anyway. Whether or not I figured out this business, my bills were still going to be there. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to stick with it. I am going to be the most consistent person. I am going to be the person that doesn't just join something to quit it the next week. And you guys, I'll tell you, that mindset, learning early on, like just learning from people, honestly, just being a student of this business and being consistent when I didn't feel it was working, exploded my business in month 3, 4, 5, and continue, all the way up to right now. We've been in for 3 years. So, 3 months into our business, the beginning of the month, we were executive. The end of the month, we were paid diamonds. We went diamond in 3 months. We earned that $10,000 bonus. That allowed me to quit my serving job, which was like so amazing. Nothing that I ever dreamed was possible. So even just me being home at nights with my baby because of this business was so powerful. And we just kept going. That next month we went double diamond. We earned that $30,000 double diamond bonus that was on at the time. And that allowed me to quit my corporate job. So, 5 months into this business now, we're going into our 5th month. We're making more than I was making working full time for other people. And I was home with my son. And you guys, from there, I just realized like what we have our hands on. And I really just became, I'll be super honest with you, I became obsessed with this business. I'm obsessed with this business. I'm obsessed with the fact that, we can work this from our phone and grow an income where nobody's telling us how much we're worth. Nobody's telling us when to be there, when to not be there, when to eat, when to go to the bathroom. Like, I was like, wow, I just can't believe that we can live like this. And you guys, obviously, like any business throughout the last 3 years, there's been ups, there's been downs, highs, lows, times where I felt on top of the world, times where I've been like, dang, how am I going to do this? Like, it's just like the life of an entrepreneur is not a straight shot to success. There's ups and downs. But because we remain so consistent throughout all of those emotions and feelings and highs and lows, you guys, 1.5 years into this business, I found out that I was pregnant with my 2nd kid, so my daughter. And it's crazy. So at this time, we're double diamond, just about to go triple. I'm pregnant. Mike is working at the railway. I'm home with Mason, and I started having like mad complications with my pregnancy, like unexplainable, like just super weird. And as I became really more and more pregnant, and like my all of our family's 4 hours away, I'm at home, Mike's at the railway, I've got this like kid, like I was like stressing out. And this business allowed Mike to completely take my paternity leave. Like in Canada, we have 12 months, and it allowed him to take it without pay because this business had replaced his income and mine at this point, 1.5 years into my business. And so it's crazy. And I always like to tell that because, you may be fine where you're at right now. You may be, we get 12 months in Canada. I know. I'm like, I can't believe everyone doesn't get 12 months. Actually, now it's 18 months, which is really crazy. But anyways, so it's crazy because in this business, you may be at a spot right now where you're comfortable. Like maybe you feel good. You're like, my income, I'm comfortable with that. But what I know is sometimes life has a way of throwing things at you where you're not working for what you have right now. You're working for what's coming. And so 1.5 years in this business, I'm pregnant. I'm so pregnant. We have our kid. Mike's able to take the full 12 months because of this business, it replaced his income. And then we had McKenna, like, it's just like such a whirlwind. Literally, like, it was just the worst. It was crazy. Like, I almost died. The doctor was like, you can't have another kid. Like, it was such a roller coaster where if I did not have this business, we would have been messed. We would have been screwed. And so throughout this, again, understanding that life is going to happen whether or not we work this business. So even when times were, hard, where I'm like, in the hospital or whatever's going on, my phone is in my hand anyways. And so I could learn how to turn that time into income producing time. Instead of scrolling, I'm working my business, I'm growing my network. And we were able to do that all throughout that, time at home with McKenna. So, we went triple. The plan was for always Mike to go home, go back to the railway after that 12 months was up. We continued to grow this business throughout that time. And you guys, by the end of that year, the income from this business had completely tripled Mike's railway income. And we were able to just bring them home. And so our story kind of wraps up now where, you know, we've got our 2 kids under whatever, 3.5. I'm like, I'm that mom that like doesn't even know how old my kids are. There's some moms that are like, my kids are like 4 weeks. You know, I'm like, I don't know. They're somewhere between 3 and something. But, you know, I got 2 kids under 3.5. And because of this business, we've been able to be home with them as a full-time family, you know, pay off all our debt, like just really do things that I never in a million years dreamed that I would be able to do because I'm not like educated, you know, I like didn't finish school. Like I'm not anybody special, but what I think is so cool is you can create this story based on just how hard you're willing to work. It doesn't matter where you're at. It doesn't matter, you know, what your background is, how much money you have or don't have in the bank. Like you can truly come into this industry, into this business and decide you're just going to make it work. And what happens is when life does throw things at you, whether that's, you know, you just being sick and not having to be able to go into work or something, I mean, God forbid, but like something bigger, like it allows you to pivot and maneuver with more ease because of the flexibility that this business gives you. So yeah, that's pretty much my story. And now we're just really thankful for the business, and we're running to ambassador on both accounts. We're like this far on both accounts, and we're just going to go ambassador. And, I'm just so thankful, like every single day for it. That's pretty much my story.
I think that thankfulness gives you more. I'm always, as soon as someone is more grateful for every single step, that's when you're blessed with more. And actually, I love that you brought that up too, because I read your post. I just read your post like from a couple days ago where you shared that. You're like, you know, it seems as though I sign people up and life immediately happens to them afterwards. And some people might say that in a negative way, but you made it like they needed this and they didn't even know they needed it. And so they found it right before that life was going to happen. And that just gave me chills because I'm like, that is what happens. I swear, like within someone's, you know, first 3 to 6 months, life happens in some way, shape, or form. And people go one way or another with it. They're like, I have this business. This is what I was here for. This is what I need this. Or they say, I can't do it because of this. And I read that post and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so freaking true. It was just crazy. But you're amazing. And you guys, if you didn't know, she is going to Costa Rica. Woohoo, we're going to Costa Rica. So it was top 5 for international, right? So she's a top 5 income earner for international. And that's so cool that you and your husband's account is going ambassador. That's freaking awesome. That's so like, I need to get on air and stuff, but once you open up that 2.0 though, it's going to be awesome also.
I'm ready for it.
Yeah. So you're amazing. Okay. And I just love your story because you have had things happen and you're right. It's this, you guys, there's just no excuse. So can you share some of your actual like business building tips for everybody? Cause I know there are some people brand new and they're like, I want to run. What do I do? You know? So can you share a couple of your tips for them?
Yeah. Okay. So for one, you guys, like, again, I'm trying to like, I hope I can be like really red here, but I'm just going to be really red. For one, you straight up have to take your quitting off the table. You have to take quitting off the table. So many people come into this and they dip their toe in the water and their mindset is, well, when I go diamond, I will start to put the work in. But that's not how this works. I mean, you cannot eat the sandwich before making the sandwich, right? So like in order for you to get to diamond, your mindset has to be, your work ethic has to be diamond before you get there. And so step 1, take quitting off the table. Do not waste your own time and money. If you have joined this and you have a reason why, understand that nothing is going to change unless you change something. And so it is time to jump 2 feet in. Now, if you're like, well, I have all these other things going on, work, life, great. Literally, we all have 24 hours in a day, right? And that is so empowering to think about. Like, we literally have the same amount of time in the day as everybody else. And so what are we going to do with that time? If you value the extra income from this business or the potential extra income from this business, and you guys, before I was making money, I knew if other people could do this, I knew if this industry created the most millionaires outside of professional sports, we were in the right spot. And so I found, first of all, taking quitting off the table, but after that, I found little pockets of time in my day where I could work this. I literally treated this business on the same level as showering. Actually, no, I'm like, I don't really shower every day, but like brushing my teeth, you know, feeding my kids, like I really prioritize this business. And so what that does, even if you don't feel confident in, like, you know, you're stepping into something new, maybe you don't post that often, and all of a sudden you join this business and you're like, man, I have to post every day and I have to do this every day. Let me put something in perspective for you. Nobody will take your business seriously unless you take your business seriously. And you being consistent is showing your network that you're serious, and consistency reaffirms your message of what you're trying to do. So if you're looking to build this business on social media, like I know probably, I don't know about if you guys are a strong social media, like if you guys are mostly social, yeah. Like you guys, you need to be willing to work this business daily. Now, again, not having to drop 8 hours at a time, but really making a list for yourself, break it down, what you have to do on a day-to-day basis. And so as a new distributor, this is what it would look like for me. One, I know that for me to get to Ruby, Emerald, Diamond, and above, I need to do two things. I need to bring in customers. I need to bring in distributors. What can I do on social media to ensure that I'm bringing those in? One, I'm posting for distributors, right? If we're trying to bring in two different types of people, we're posting two different types away. So distributors, I'm talking about where I'm going, why I joined. Remember that people do not relate through your wins, they relate through your struggles. So if you're new and you're on here and you're like, I don't have $1 million story and I don't feel like I have a story, you do. You know, people, the fact that you're even willing to step outside of your comfort zone and do something like this is way more than what most people are willing to do. And so you need to share about why you joined, what your reasoning is, and where you're going. This is like the biggest, most important part. Where are you going? People want to be a part of something where there's vision. Even if you're not there yet, people want to be a part of something where there's vision. And so as a new distributor, you even were talking about your struggles, but saying how this is going to change. And I remember being in this starting and just feeling really low. Like, you know, we were $60,000 in credit card debt. Like, you guys, it was just not good. And I remember feeling like, why would anybody want to join me? You know, like I look at all these people that are at chapter 20, like, why would anybody want to join me? But even like, okay, so let's say you're a new distributor and let's say your car doesn't start. Like, let's say if you're like, oh my gosh, like I'm driving around in this car that doesn't even start. Like I'm trying to like work this business on social. I remember feeling like this. And you guys posting things like, you know what? Today I got in my car and it didn't start. And I am sick and tired of living this way. And I am sick and tired of relying on this car. I literally get chills. I'm sick and tired of living this way. I'm sick and tired of working for 60 hours a week for somebody else, and I can't even afford a car that is allowing me to like live how I want. Because of this, I've joined a business where, you know, working from my cell phone is going to allow me to get out of this situation, and just projecting where I was going. Never lying, never saying you're making money when you're not, but projecting. You know, so talking about just where you're going every single day, you're sharing your story. You know, people say, does that get repetitive? I mean, to you, it may feel repetitive, but to the people that are watching you and may not even be reaching out to you, but they're watching you, waiting for you to quit, it's not repetitive. It is reaffirming your message, okay? So we're sharing our story every single day. This is going to be what attracts distributors to you. You guys, nobody cares about posts that are like, I'm trying to go Ruby. I need one more spot on my team. I'm trying to make $500 a month. That does not do anything for anybody. That is not making anybody feel any type of way. Humans are selfish by nature. So when you can make your posts make people feel how they are, their situation relating to them, that's what's going to be enticing people to come to you. And I'll tell you right now, if this is day one in your business, you may do this for 30, 60, 90 days without seeing traction. You know, some people may watch you for a year. Some people may watch you for a month. But the idea is as you grow this business, this is not a short-term business. This is long-term residual, legendary money. Like, this is not a joke. So if you're willing to know that in 5 years you need your bills to be paid, like, be willing to plant those seeds that may take 5 years to harvest. And I know that sounds really crazy long, but I'm telling you, like, 5 years is going to go by like this, whether or not you work this business. And so talk about every single day your story. Bring these people along on the journey with you. Now, on the flip side of that, your posting to bring customers in. Don't overcomplicate this. Don't be spammy. You guys use these products. You know, run an auto shipment. And if you don't have money, like I didn't have money to run an auto shipment, but get your shopping spree. Get those first 4 customers in your first 30 days and get yourself a product, use it, share your results, and be just so excited. You guys, facts will tell people things, but your story will sell. And so just sharing, you know, again, anytime that I was posting as a new distributor, I always thought, is this going to make somebody feel something? When I could take a before and after of, you know, my hair, skin, and nails results. And I talked about how I felt so self-conscious about my short, brittle hair that broke off every time I brushed it, literally. And because of this supplement, like, you know, I felt so good that people were complimenting me on my hair. Like, you guys, people feel that through my post, and that's how I brought in these customers. And again, some people need to watch that for a little bit before they join. And so be prepared to do this for longer than a week, longer than a month, longer than a year, or not longer than a year, but like, you know what I mean? Like, do it. Like, I was just willing to, like when you take quitting off the table, quitting is just off the table. Now, can I just keep going with my tips here? Okay, I'm like, I'm on a rampage. Okay, next thing, you guys, a lot of people do these things right, but where they're missing is also growing your network. You know, I felt at the beginning of my business, my mom, my dad, my friends were literally like, don't talk to me about this. Like, I'm not interested. And my first initial thought was like, wow, like if my mom's not even willing to buy from me, like, how am I ever gonna like have success in this business? But really, even if you never sold to anybody that you know in your life ever, you could still have such a thriving business because there's 7 billion people in the world that you have access to. And actually what you'll find as you grow this business is most of your team, as the compound effect takes in, won't even be people that you know. And so immediately, you guys, every single day you need to grow your network, grow the eyes looking at your posts, and be very intentional with how you do this. So for me, like, I want it to come full circle. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm a mom. I'm posting about being a mom. I'm posting about why this business is going to help me as a mom. Okay, who can relate to that, moms, right? So I went through a stage where I was like trying to add makeup artists because I thought it was cool. And like, we have nothing in common. I'm like, okay, we've got nothing in common. But like, when I could be intentional with moms in my network, my business just like exploded. And I did that every day. So every day I'm thinking to myself, okay, where are moms going to be on Facebook? Where are they going to be on Instagram? And maybe you're not a mom. Maybe you're a student. Maybe you're a dad. Maybe you're like, whatever you are, there's like, and you're not just defined by one thing either. Like, maybe you're a mom and a server, or maybe you're a, you know, whatever hairstylist. Like, go find people that are going to relate to you and grow your network with these people. And what you'll find is, as you share your story, share where you're going, share your life outside of the business to bring value, you're going to relate to all these people that are really like networking with you when you don't even really know it. You know, I think about old school network marketing, getting in a room with, you know, 50 people, and you have a table of all these products that you had to buy. And like, you can only connect with, you know, 5 people at a time as you're talking to them, maybe. You guys, network marketing allows you to connect with like tons of people all at once through what you post. And so the formula of, you know, talking about your story, about these products, letting people know you through your posting outside of it works, growing your network, and then reaching out to them as, you know, just asking, right? This is what grows your business. And as a new distributor, or even someone that maybe has been in for a bit that just needs to like refocus, this is really all we do every single day. And what fires me up is if I ever feel like my business is, maybe I'm not bringing in the amount of people that I want to, my mindset goes like, there is somebody right now on this Zoom, like right now, enrolling somebody from Instagram that they never even met before, and you are just as qualified to enroll them. And there are a lot of other people out there. You know what I mean? And so really just truly being consistent in what you do. One more tip I'm going to give on, like, you know, how, if you're new in this business and you just need something to help you get started, is plug into YouTube. You know, stop listening to people that are telling you that you can't, or like taking advice from people that haven't been successful. There are so many people in our company that have killed it in this business. And I just found people that I was inspired by. I found them on YouTube, and anything that I felt that I was lacking, I looked up. So if you're sitting there, you know, being like, man, I can enroll customers, but I just can't close distributors, be intentional every single day, watch a video on how to sign distributors, watch a video on, you know, how to close distributors. Like you can literally type in, you know, Christy Christensen distributor on her YouTube channel, and there's going to be videos on how she grows her team. Any skill that you see from anybody in here can be learned. That's what I'm like, that fires me up. Like there is nobody that is going to disqualify you. Like if you want to go be a doctor, they're going to be like, well, did you go to school? Did you do this? Did you do whatever doctors have to do for like 8 years? And you're going to be like, no. And then you're just not qualified to be a doctor. Like that sucks. You can come into this business and just be like, I want to be whatever you want. I want to make $500 a month. I want to make, you can just, you're paid on your productivity. Anyways, sorry, I kind of went off there.
No, I love it so much. And you keep saying like for new distributors, but I'm over here like taking notes in the comments, like I need to, because I'm not a fast writer, obviously now. I don't write anything down, but everything's typed. But I'm like taking notes. I'm like, yes, you're right. Because I think that even it has gotten away from me, and I think it gets away from everybody when you get to diamond and above. You get away from the fact that people are not relating with my wins. They relate with before the win because they want the win. They have to be able to relate to that. And I love too that you said, you know, find and grow your network with people you relate to, because like how you said the makeup thing, I saw some of these young college girls just coming up, and I'm like, I need some young college girls. So I started growing my network with that, and my business slowed down because I'm over here like, well, you're busy, but I have 4 kids and I'm busy too. But because it's not relatable, they didn't trust what I was saying as much. And so I just love that you said that, because it's so true. Like, you know, you can, I feel like, tend to inspire people that are like you because your story is like them. So you're amazing. Did you have anything else that you would like to share? Do you have anything? Personal development is such a strong thing, and I think that we try to talk about it, but also we want to talk about so many other things. But I personally know that, like, I'm not the same person I was 6.5 years ago, and I assume you're probably not. So what are the things that you do each day to grow your mindset and your personal development and things like that?
So I would say, you know, when I started, the first thing I listened to was The Secret. I really realized how negatively I was talking to myself, is it subconsciously? Is that the word I'm looking for? Subconsciously? Anyways, whatever. I'm not very smart. I can enroll people, but I'm not very smart. But I'm like, you know, thinking about how negative I was talking to myself. Even in like the fact that you join, this is what's crazy. I feel like as a human, when we get uncomfortable, we tend to, like when we're pushing our comfort zones and doing something that's against the grain, our body is naturally trying to tell us to be safe. And so when you're stepping out of this comfort zone, your mind is subconsciously going to tell you like, no, back it up. You don't need this. Get back into that comfort zone. What if you mess up? You're probably not going to be good at this. And I was telling myself these things, and it was literally like, I was feeling like it was like the devil and the angel on either side of me. And I heard somebody say, watch The Secret. So I started with that, watch The Secret, and I really learned from that, what you speak out, you will get more of. So I got instantly crazy, started writing everything on my wall, like, you are a diamond, you are bringing in rock stars. I was everywhere. Like I was speaking out exactly what I wanted. And you guys, sure enough, like it started to happen. And if you haven't watched The Secret, I like strongly recommend you do. This 1000% changed my life. It gets me like almost emotional because even like just throughout my business, I put out what I want. I look at it every day. And you guys, it can be anything. It can be business, personal, relationship. Like I really encourage you guys to start there if you haven't. You know, from there, I would say early on in my business, my self-development was really just listening to people in the company, top leaders. Like, so, I have a ton of them, but for example, like maybe one of them I was listening to, same thing I said, I would search how to sign customers. I would learn, watch it while I'm cooking dinner. Like, if I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't watch TV when I was building my business. Like, and I'm not saying like don't watch TV, but what I'm saying is your new life will cost you your old one. So if you're sitting here saying you want to make 10 grand a month and go triple diamond, I promise you that most triple diamonds are not sitting on the couch watching, every single episode of whatever. I had to cut that out. I had to put my time into things that were going to grow me, make me happier, make me money. And so, you know, just listening to top leaders, how to enroll customers, how to bring in distributors. You know, there's so much from our leaders on here on YouTube, like funk training. When I would get in a funk, I would literally listen to other leaders who have been through a funk and how they got out of it. You guys, if you don't stay close to the fire, you're going to isolate yourself. And when you isolate yourself, you leave yourself open for destruction. And so if you can, through personal development, catch it before you let it go too far, you're golden. And at every single rank, you guys, even now in my business, I have times where I'm like, not today. Like, I'm not doing this. And I block it, right? And so, you know, early in my business, it was, as I was building, I would say to double, just listening to leaders and listening to people that have been through what I've been through. And you guys, knowing that I wasn't alone in it, you know, feeling like, oh my gosh, I just had some of my team quit. Oh my gosh, there are people at the top that have had teams quit before. Like, this is awesome. I can get through this. Like, that's what personal development did for me. Now in my business, it's just a different level. Like, I'm more into leadership. You guys, I can barely read a book, but I can listen to books all day. I can listen to Audible. So get Audible, you know, whatever it is a month, $10 a month, whatever it is, you get one free book a month. And again, being intentional with that, I feel like everything in this business, you just have to be intentional. So for me, I'm not just going to listen to a book because someone tells me I need to listen to a book. I'm asking myself, what do I need? And for me right now, it's like, okay, I want better leadership. I want to know how to inspire people. You know, I want to know how to bring people along with me. So I'm just going to Google. I'm searching leadership books to help me with this, and I'm finding them and I'm listening to them. And you guys, being still red, my mindset used to be, I don't need personal development because it's not physically bringing me in a customer or a distributor, but really it is tenfold, because your paycheck is never going to grow past your mindset. And I feel like if you want to break through that glass door, like, you just have to be willing to grow your mind. And this business is going to allow you to move forward in so many areas of your life because of the growth, you know? And so I make it a point every single day. I like to start my day with personal development. And I just really mix it up. Like, if I'm going to the gym, I might listen to Grant Cardone. If I'm, you know, in the morning, I might listen, like, The Strangest Secret. I don't know if you guys ever listened to that. You know, watch it for 30 days. I think it was Denise Walsh that had like a 30-day thing. And I mean, I did, like, it's just crazy. Like, it changes you, and you won't be the same person. And you'll look back and you'll be like, wow, that's so crazy that I can grow that much. And then when you're there, you're just getting started. Like, you have so much further to go. But again, just knowing that your paycheck will never surpass your growth is pretty powerful, to know that you can control that.
I love that. People always ask me about personal development, and I always forget, I guess, how I started, because I've never been a very big book reader also, but mine was totally The Secret, and I watched that shiz every single day. If I was doing something with the kids, I was doing it with the kids, but I had it on in the background always, no matter what. It was always in the background, even when I would sit down and watch it, all that kind of stuff. And so I challenge you guys all, if you have not watched The Secret on Netflix, I think it's such an amazing way to start, because it kind of I think what it does is it makes you aware of your thoughts, and then how powerful they are. It really is. And, you know, a huge personal development for me is just scriptures too at night. I'm like, I need a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of this. And you know what? If the stars want this from me, I'm going to throw it up on my wall and do it that way too. I'm like, I'm not missing out on any little bit. But I just love everything you said. Like, whatever you're doing, whatever you're Googling to inspire people, it's working. But you are so awesome, and I appreciate you so much for being on here, and I cannot wait to see you and your husband go ambassador. Freaking amazing.
Thank you.
That is going to be so awesome, and I can't wait to hang out with you in Costa Rica.
It's going to be so fun. Thank you for having me on.
It is. All right. Thank you so much. Have a good night.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye.